Hey crafters, it's Janet with Crafting It Up. So today I'm going to show you how I made some lava bead bracelets. Now these are so pretty. I found some semi-precious stones at Michael's right before Christmas that were $3 a strand. And I went in specifically looking for the lava beads and found so many different ones to choose from. And I think I knew that they had so many different colors, but I had kind of forgotten. So I picked up a bunch of different ones, and I'm going to share with you at the very end some of the different bracelets I made. But these first two were my very favorite. And of course, I used the black lava beads and some dark purple lava beads with some semi-precious beads as well with both of those, and some were in like a pinkish like raspberry color and the others were purple. So these are different sizes of lava beads. They have these really pretty green ones. They range in size at Michael's from like 4 millimeters up to 8, and these are natural stones that are from lava. So these are 8 millimeters right here. The ones beside it are 10s, but there's dark blue, a purple, kind of like a brown color. And then I picked up a bunch of semi-precious stones as well from Michael's. And I love the natural look of these. They almost remind me of a geode. You know, like when you kind of crack open a rock and it has that beautiful inside to it. That's what these beads remind me of. And I just love those. So I wanted to mix some of those in with these lava bead bracelets. Now bear in mind, I have tons of beads, but the ones that I used were the ones that I just picked up. And then I also picked up those little chevrons that kind of look like an arrow. And I thought they would be really fun to mix in with the bracelets as well. Now, I'm just starting an oil journey. doTerra has been around for about 10 years now, and I've been seriously interested in oils for a couple years, but I hadn't made that investment yet. And so when Jim asked me what I wanted for Christmas, I said, I want an oil starter kit. I want to start using oils. I want to see if there's any benefit to these. For me, I have a lot of arthritis in my knee. I just had that arthroscopic surgery back in October, and I've got a lot of arthritis in both of my knees, and I know I have some in my lower back. So I'm kind of looking for some benefits for that, but also for my son, who has ADHD, dyslexia, and autism. So I'm hoping that'll help. And I did pull out my bracelet bead board. I do not utilize this enough when I make bracelets, but I thought this would come in handy, and then I would be able to even place the beads here to kind of even come up with an idea of what I wanted them to look like, as well as get a good size for these. So even for the 6-inch, you almost need to add an extra bead or two to the circle in order to get a good stretch bracelet. And there's my little buddy. My daughter named him Toothless, and he loves to help me craft. Isn't he just so cute? I think that's why my allergies are getting to me right now, though. I'm not entirely 100% sure, but anyway, this is kind of what I came up with. I thought this would even help me come up with designs of how I wanted to use the beads. I've seen people use, entire lava all the way around and maybe put just some of the gemstones to the center. Sometimes people only use 1 or 2 of the lava beads. And honestly, the lava beads aren't that expensive. They're $5.99 a strand at Michael's, typically without a sale. So they're not real expensive, but to me, if you're only going to be putting the oil on 1 to 3 beads on the bracelet, then I don't want to put a whole lot on there. And that was just kind of my thought around it. Now, some of the gemstones cost more than the lava beads. So by all means, if you wanted to just dress up the bracelet just a little bit, put a few gemstones in the middle, put the lava beads all the way around, and it's really cost effective that way. Now, I've watched a couple different people do these. I've seen some people stick oils on every single one of the lava beads, and then I hear other people say 1 to 2 drops on 1 to 2 beads, like 1 drop each on 1 to 2 of the beads is plenty. And that's what I've tried with doTERRA. That seems to be the trick. I do smell the scent even over a day's worth. So they say 1 to 2 days you can get use of the oils. Now, keep in mind, I haven't tried anything else, so other oils may have even better quality or less quality than that. I would definitely say some of the store-bought ones, it's hard to tell what kind of background they have and how much rigorous testing they have of their oils. That's one thing I know I could say about doTERRA, that I know they have rigorous testing of their oils, but I know there's other sale companies that make these oils that do the same thing. So I can't attest to any of that yet. But if you're interested in my oils or my oil journey, I will keep sharing that information. So make sure you hit that like button and definitely subscribe. If you hit that bell, that of course notifies you every time I upload a video. But I will share some of the positive results I've had with these, provided that I have some. So far, the biggest thing I've noticed is if I diffuse these in like a diffuser at night, I was actually sleeping through the entire night. So that's one benefit I've seen so far. Now, when I first started these, I could not find my Stretch Magic cord, but I did have some really nice stretch cord that I got from Amazon, and it's a little bit thicker. All these beads went on it very well, like they strung real well on there, but I did have to cut it at an angle to do the chevron beads, and I just kind of basically tried to cone shape it a little in order to do the chevron beads. And honestly, depending on how many I put on there, about every 3 of those I almost had to cut it at an angle again, because it would kind of just mess up the end of that string. So if you have certain beads that are harder to string, you can cut it at that angle. Or, if you use the Stretch Magic, you really shouldn't have any problem stringing it with that. So I kind of am just testing it out. I have a really small wrist, so I know that if I make these for other people, then I've got to add a good 4 to 6 more beads on there for everyone else. Now, I don't like my stretch bracelets to move around too much on my wrist, just because I like those to be, stay still in that area. And then when you go to tie it, you definitely don't want to tie it too tight. Like, you don't want to leave that stretch part too taut, because as time goes on, these will wear out. That's the only drawback to it. If you keep using the essential oils on the lava beads, it soaks through them, and it may end up getting to that cording, and it will wear it out after a while. So I'm hoping that maybe when that does happen, I won't be have it anywhere where the beads just go flying. Now, with my brute strength, there was one time when I did tie it too tight, and I must have pulled it too taut. So that's where my warning comes in, because I had beads fly everywhere, which just made some fun for the cat to play around with and help me find all those beads. Now, these were the little chevron beads. I thought they looked really cute. To the center of that, sometimes you have to flip them around just a little bit, because they lay nice and flat, all going in one direction. And so if one of them gets out of sync, it'll stick up a little more. But if you just flip the bead around, then it'll fall back in place. But I thought this turned out really nice. Like I said, you could use several lava beads. You could use, more different other beads. But I would say, to have at least 3 lava beads on your bracelet, so you could add your essential oils onto that. Now, these were so pretty. I just love the grayish blue of these. And like I say, they kind of remind you of a geode, where some of the places have been knocked off of the bead, where it just looks really super shiny and pretty. And here are just some of them that I've set up. And it does kind of help to set them out like this for me to just get into that creativeness of deciding what beads are going in what bracelet. So I'm just going to go through and show you all the different ones I've created. I did add some of the metal beads. Now those were on sale as well at Michael's for $3 a piece, but I already had a bunch of those. So I did pull those out of my stash. I think those were some of the only things that I pulled out of my stash. There are these really pretty purple beads, and then I added 2 of those little agate type stones at the very end. And if I could pull that knot under there, I would. And I may end up going back on some of these and adding like a little crimp bead at the end of those. I think that would still look okay and then finish off those bracelets really well. Now this one has that sun and moon bead that's on there. And then I added a couple of the lava beads and some spacer beads and those really pretty shiny blue beads. And as I get a little better at this, then I'll try to keep in mind of letting you know the actual name of the beads and the materials I use. But I kind of just wanted to go ahead and share this with you because they all came out really cute. And I thought it would be fun just to show you some of the things that I've been working on. Especially since I'm having so much trouble pulling from my iCloud right now. But I put some spacer beads within that one and mixed some of the beads that I got at Michael's for that as well. And then all these are really similar. I used some of these multicolored beads in there and along with those grayish silver ones. I mixed the sizes of the lava beads on some of them and I used some smaller ones and some larger ones. And I had so much fun mixing different sets. Like I used sometimes 5 to 6 of the little chevron beads, sometimes 3 or 4 of them, just depending on how large the bracelet was. But I thought these turned out really cute. There's a couple of us girls in the ICU unit where I work at that are really starting to kind of get into the essential oils. And I thought it would be fun to even gift them or take them to work to let them see what I could do, you know, if they were interested in having a bracelet that they could add their essential oils to. And this one and the next one are really my favorite. Like I probably wore this one about every other day, but just because it happens to go with whatever I'm wearing. And right now I've got the Breathe essential oil on it. And it's really nice because if you kind of wave your hand in front of your face, you just get that whiff of it. You know, you sometimes forget it's there and then you wave it across your face. Or if you need that, you know, scent, then you can put it right up to your nose. And if you can't tell, I'm suffering from some allergies at this point anyway. I think it's just this time of year. Could be kitty cat related, but we're trying to push that out of my mind right now. I have noticed, like I said, with the diffuser, I've slept through the night when I've ran it. So I'm going to have to test that theory out a little more. And like I say, I'll let you know more about my essential oils journey as I continue to vlog and make some jewelry and different things and use those. And I'm just going to keep showing you some of the different ones I've made, hopefully just to give you some ideas of different things that you could do with yours as well. You know, whether you want to use more of the gemstones or if you wanted to actually make, you know, more of the bracelet with the lava beads. But 1 to 2 drops for me has been plenty. So if you have any questions, I would just go ahead and leave those down below. I'll try to get back to you as soon as I can on those. I thank you guys so much for joining me and taking time to stop by my channel today. I hope you all had a wonderful Christmas or a happy holiday season so far, and I hope you get a moment to craft it up. Take care. Thanks for stopping by and have a great day.